see, because the dog's compliant with the ball, there's so much learning going on. We're not jacking around and choking them off the bite because I've got compliance on it. I can use this ball to do all kinds of stuff. I can do all kinds of tactical movement with this dog later on once he's off leash trained. I can do team movement with him. I can even do gunfire work with him, which I'm going to show you later. And I can do gunfire work and actually get on target. Not just sitting there throwing off blank rounds. I mean score on target with your dog off leash. We'll get into that. Let your dog be your guide. Every dog's different. If he wants to go forward with it and you feel good about it, move on. Some of you probably don't even know if you can do tactical movement with a team safely. There's probably teams out there not even sure their dog's going to wipe out a guy next to him if he goes to a prone, right? Because that's where you find bad guys. Do muzzle work one time where you're doing muzzle work, your dog's good on it, he's fighting you, and you've probably seen this on tapes. I know you, if you guys have any time being canine guys. And how about you, the handler, go down to the ground during a muzzle fight, when you're fighting for the bad guy, the decoy. A lot of dogs will attack you. They'll be right on you, kicking their legs. And you always want to conflict the training, because if you do too many downs, what's going to happen? It's going to be all anticipated. Go out and stop 10 feet, and all that kind of shit. As soon as you see that, mix it up. These dogs get pattern trained very quickly. I'm going to get into that later, if there's time. But pattern is great, because we utilize it to make the dog learn, but it bites us in the ass because we overdo it. So as soon as the dog gets an exercise, mix it up. Conflict your training. You used to certify 4 times a year. We certify twice a year because it's kind of overkill. But when we certify, the collar can be on his neck, but he can't use it. So I'll take one of the trainers and take the collar stuff in our pocket. He's got to do an entire session, including search work with no collar. Because I don't care it's on his neck. I just want to make sure the dog's conditioned properly and the guy's using it right. If he's using it right, and the principles of escape training are being used, and all that, and the dog, he's not collar-wise, he'll certify. Of course, we have to tune the dog up. Of course, we have to put him in maintenance. We've got to keep it up, just like any other system you might use. But I also want to make sure he's doesn't need it all the time. Then I know the collar's being used right. Balance. We want to keep that dog up here. We also want to, make him listen. Some of the review a couple mistakes. Failing to imprint the behavior properly. I hit on that in the beginning. Make sure you take the time to do that. Not using the principles of escape training. That's a big deal. And again, like I talked about, the verbal becomes preparatory to the e-collar. Very bad. Very bad. You'll see some dogs that have that problem, and that's hard to fix if it's been gone on for a while. So because the guy, I'm just going to give him a chance. Heel, or foos, foos, and then hit him. You do that a few times, and the verbal is preparatory to the actual correction. The dog's not going to learn to escape it, and then he will become collar-wise, for sure. Then you'll have to use the collar all the time. Because the whole system of the collar is not have to use it. Using it as a maintenance tool and a polishing tool, but you want to not have to use it. Once the dog's sharp and knows it, you shouldn't have to use it very little, actually, depending on the dog.